Welcome to the channel, friends. Today you will hear from me a retelling of a psychological thriller about two stepsisters. I'm waiting for your opinion about the movie in the comments. Enjoy the movie. At the beginning of the movie, a girl named Dot speculates that she has always wanted to be invisible. The heroine realizes that when she is in a room with another person, she feels that only a part of her is there. If there were two people in the room, half of Dot was there, and if there were three people, a third of her was there. Therefore, being in the crowd, the heroine feels that she is not there at all. In the dining room, Dot sits at a separate table and watches a cute guy named Connor. The guy is popular, and with him almost immediately begin to flirt quite pretty and confident girls. One of them, Nina Deer, notices the heroine's gaze and gets very annoyed. Dot is her half-sister, who not so long ago was adopted by her parents. A friend, Michelle, reassures Nina, believing that she is the prettiest in school, and therefore she has nothing to worry about. After class, Dot hides in the restroom. There she is found by an angry Nina and taken home. On the way, the girl mentions that the heroine appeared on the doorstep of their house not so long ago, and in her hands she had her father's ashes. At home, Nina continues to call Dot names. Her mother, Olivia Deer, asks the girl to stop this, since the heroine cannot hear, but can read lips. The woman is engaged in design, but has not yet finished furnishing her house. In addition, Olivia is obsessed with order and dislikes her daughter's friend. Michelle wants to stay for dinner, but the woman resists it. Meanwhile, in the pharmacy, architect Paul Deer is approached by one of the female teachers, concerned about Dot's condition. The man explains that the heroine has recently lost her father, with whom she was very close. Paul buys painkillers for his wife and says goodbye to the teacher. Back home, the man compliments his daughter, but Nina reacts unfriendly, as she is angry about the decision to take Dot to her. The girl drinks one of the pills brought and offers it to the heroine, but the latter refuses. Paul finds his wife asleep on the living room floor. The man takes Olivia upstairs and looks at her disapprovingly. The woman excuses herself for drinking painkillers because of her thighs and is pleased that she was finally able to finish one room. At dinner, Paul suggests that his daughter learn sign language for Dot's sake. Nina sends herself off to Michelle's sleepover. The next day at school, Dot's partner becomes Connor. The heroine understands the teacher's explanations with the help of an interpreter. At lunch, Michelle discusses Connor again and suggests that her friend should lose her innocence soon since she is 17 years old. One day, Dot sneaks into the music class and plays the piano. The heroine recalls that when Beethoven learned that he was losing his hearing, he fell into depression, but later overcame it and wrote good works. She is spotted playing by Connor. In the restroom, Nina communicates with Dot and paints her. However, in the mirror, the heroine sees that the girl only laughed at her. At night, the heroine remembers that her hearing-impaired father liked to lean his back against the piano when she played, because that was the only way he could listen. On the last day, Dot had dinner with him in a cafe, and when she returned from the toilet, she saw that he had been hit by a car. Thinking about it, the heroine licks her fingers, stained in the ashes from the box. Dot feels guilty for not saving her father, who didn't hear the truck's horn. Coming out of the bathroom, the heroine learns that Paul is very close with his daughter. A few days pass. At dinner, Nina asks permission to visit Michelle, stroking her father's leg. Paul consents, but then quarrels with his wife, believing that she is ruining his authority. Olivia talks to the heroine and tells her that her mother was less than decent, but very pretty. Dot asks the woman to take her to the movies, however it is Paul who decides to do it. In the movie hall, Nina tells her friends what the heroine could hear before the tragedy that happened to her mother. While watching, the girl sometimes covers her ears and looks at Dot with great sympathy. At night, Nina tells her friend that she would like to live in Australia because it is very far from here. The heroine, on the other hand, is unexpectedly visited by Paul. The man spatially states that he hates everything and in vain hoped that the appearance of Dot would change something. Soon Nina returns home and hears the heroine playing perfectly. Dot doesn't hit the notes and swears out loud. The heroine tries to pretend to play badly and makes strange noises. Nina in turn slams the door loudly, as if she had just arrived. The next day in the dining hall, the girl sits down with Nina says that tonight she wants to destroy her father as she both loves and hates him at the same time. The girl tells the details of their liaison and is glad that she has lightened her soul, but has not given away the secret to anyone as Dot hears nothing. In response to this story, the heroine holds back and only removes an eyelash from Nina's cheek. Later, Connor hears Dot playing again in the empty music classroom, filling it with amazing music. The boy tries to talk to the heroine and meet for a writing lab, but she immediately runs away. In the evening at dinner, Nina waits for her friend. However, it turns out that Connor knocked on the door. Michelle, who arrives later, hopes that the guy has actually found an excuse to meet her. However, the guy meets Paul and his wife, after which he asks to let Dot go with him to the library to prepare for a lab paper. The heroine notices Nina hiding a strange package in her backpack, but ignores it. Paul allows Dot to leave with the boy, much to the displeasure of his daughter, who is rarely allowed to go out. Connor revels in the way the heroine lip reads the flavors of milkshakes. Nina spends time with a friend, but Paul asks to send her away. The girl convinces Michelle to leave and says she's not going to run off with her at night for a little party. Connor muses aloud that he is still innocent and has sometimes fantasized about Dot. The heroine returns home and finds adult movies in her backpack. Dot overhears Nina and her father talking at the door and smashes a statue to interrupt them. At night, the girl cries and pulls away, thinking she is being hugged by her father. In reality, however, it is Dot who comes to comfort Nina. The girls end up sleeping together in the same bed. In the morning, Nina once again asks if she is fat, after which she says that she feels that this day has come. Today, the girl intends to destroy her father for all the evil he has done to her. Nina snidely remarks that Dot would be an accomplice if it weren't for her deafness. Afterward, the girl burns a teddy bear with an iron. On the same day, there is a basketball game. Connor doesn't do too well at the game. After the match, a frustrated guy is walking down the hall. Unexpectedly, Dot stops him and suggests that they go to the empty pool together. Connor talks about his loss and his future fate. However, soon the guy begins to talk about how much he likes Dot. Connor is not afraid to give out various details, since he knows that the heroine will not hear him. Meanwhile, Olivia tries to charm her husband, as does Nina, asking if she's gotten fat. However, Paul only gets annoyed when his wife molests him and then lies down on the floor. The man asks Olivia to get up, and when she does not obey, he lifts her in his arms and puts her on the bed, still not feeling any attraction to his wife. Connor lies down next to the heroine, hugs her, and continues to talk about his sympathy. Suddenly, Dot sits up and takes off her and then the guy's t-shirt. Without saying a word, the heroine makes Connor realize that his sympathy is mutual. Dot uses the information received from Nina, but the guy likes something completely different. The heroine gets closer to Connor, but does not come to enjoy it. Dot sees that there is only a little left until midnight and realizes that she must immediately return home to stop Nina. Meanwhile, the girl receives a gift from Paul, a new purse. Nina stops her father's actions and says that she needs to iron her school uniform, after which she will wait for the man in her room. When Paul arrives, the girl asks him not to disturb her and to sit on the bed waiting for a surprise. Nina brings a hot iron to her father's face, but when he confesses his love to her, suddenly puts it away, as if having come to her senses. At the same moment, Dot returns home. With her ear to the door, the heroine tries to understand what is going on in Nina's room. Paul is still waiting for the promised surprise from his daughter. Nervous, Nina lies that she is 6 weeks pregnant and needs $1,000 to have surgery at an anonymous clinic. After hesitating, Paul promises that he will find her that money in cash, after which he goes to bed. Nina comes into Dot's bedroom and hugs her. The next day in the dining room, Connor tries to ask the heroine to dance, but she refuses. Michelle is about to have an argument with Dot, but Nina ridicules her. In the evening, the girl comes to the heroine. Going to the dance, Nina says that it was difficult for her to lie to her father, but only by getting money she will be able to escape and start a new life. The girl intends to earn money at a Frank dance. Nina paints the heroine, gives her a dress, and asks her to go to Connor for dancing. But Dot silently refuses and reflects on the fact that the truth does not cure a person. Paul finds hygiene products in his daughter's purse and realizes that she lied about the pregnancy. The man does not believe Nina's excuses and realizes that he was just going to be robbed. Dot is in the living room playing a Moonlight Sonata. Paul attacks his daughter and tries to grab her. At the last moment, Nina is saved by Dot, armed with a piano string. The girl realizes that all this time the heroine pretended to be deaf-mute. Nina gets angry and cries seeing Paul, but then plans to act with together. Together they go to the dance. Dot dances with Connor and admits that she can hear. However, the guy is angry at such a terrible lie and refuses to continue communicating with the heroine. Nina tries to come to her senses, and Olivia sits detachedly on the bed next to what is left of her husband. Together with Nina, the heroine arrives in the woods to dispose of the evidence. Dot tells her that she pretended to be deaf-mute to be closer to her father. It was their little secret. Back at home, the girls see a lot of police cars. Olivia talks to Nina and admits that she destroyed Paul and will be punished for it. The next morning, Dot plays the piano with Nina and realizes that you can be invisible to people, but you can't ignore them yourself. This is the end of the movie. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this movie, and see you in new videos.